One of my biggest pet peeves in life is when someone's playing a song and they skip it before the song's actually over. My rationale behind that being if you like a song enough to play it on aux, the artist has carefully curated the entire duration of the song. And if you choose to play it on aux, you should be playing the whole song, not only the parts that you like. And so the only natural way for me to go forward was to code a project that made it impossible, well, more mildly annoying than impossible for this to happen. And so here's my process. So here's the idea. If you skip a song one time, that's fine. People make mistakes. If you skip a song twice, we're going to give you a warning. If you skip a song a third time, what we're going to do is we're not going to actually let you skip that song. We're going to, in fact, replay the song, and we're going to turn the volume up to 100, just to make sure you're not going to do this again. So step one, we logged into Spotify for developers in order to access the API data for my current playing songs, made a correct name, and then promptly forgot how to turn off the screen recording on my Mac, so went ahead and figured that out. And so after some LLM prompting, we've ended up with some code. Basically, the entire first half all the way down to right about here is just drawing the boxes, which we'll talk about later. But this is the main part of the code. We're keeping track of the previous track and the current track. And essentially the only parts that are important are this line here. If the track ID of the current track is not the same as the previous track, that means we have a skip. And remember, skip is the thing we're trying to avoid. Obviously, we're going to allow some skips, so if it skips within the first 10% of the song, we're going to allow it. It skips within the last 10% of the song, we're going to allow it. That's this line right here. But if that is not the case, we're going into this block, and these show pop-ups are what I want to bring your attention towards. And that's where it's going to really grab the user and tell them, hey, this is the warning. You're doing something you shouldn't be doing. And if you skip more than once, that's where the trouble comes in. Like I said, we're going to take control of your playback. We're going to turn the volume up to 100, and we're going to set the current song back to the previous song, because if you want to skip that song so bad, your punishment is to be forced to listen to that song multiple times at a volume 100. All right, so I brought my girlfriend Isabel here to test out the product. So as you can see, the code is running. Now, you know how you like to sometimes skip songs in the middle?
Maybe.
Okay, so imagine we're playing this album, and then you skip a song at the start because you just don't like that song at all,
Okay, sure.
right?
Yeah.
That's fine. Song finished normally, right here. Now let's say we're in the middle of the song, and then you hit skip now. See that? Don't do that again. This is a warning. Skip detected. Total skips 1. Now, say you do it again. We're in the middle of this song too. You skip it. Skip denied. And then it goes back to the original song that you. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, do you think this product would disincentivize you from skipping?
Yeah,
Why?
because that's really annoying.
Okay, this was the end of the live demo. Thanks for watching. And now, kind of as just a proof of concept, I'm interested in what an LLM would say to improve on this project. So let's find out. What could I add to this project to make it even more impossible to skip songs in the middle? And this is the chat that I've been going back and forth with, so it has all the context of our project. There it goes. Being overly positive, but a cooldown system. After X skips, you enter jail, and you constantly reset the song. That's kind of what we did, so I guess it's forgetting that part. Anti-skip loop, instantly revert every time. Again, that's what we did. Volume up, that is also what we did. Random punishment mode, that could be interesting. I like how it has these little emojis in its pop-up messages. It's kind of a new feature that OpenAI must have been working on. Fake system takeover escalation. That could be, almost seems illegal, but would be pretty de-incentivizing for someone to do that. Best combo, skip jail, seek lock, escalating pop-up messages. Very interesting. So yeah, I built a script that literally won't let me skip songs, and honestly, it worked a little too well. That's what chat wrote for me to say for the conclusion, but that's not at all accurate. And so this is the end of the project. It was pretty fun to kind of just go about building this vendetta against one of my very, very strong pet peeves. I don't think it would actually work in practice. As a matter of fact, it only runs locally on my computer, and I never do this. And so there's going to have to be a bit more work in order to get this implemented everywhere. But it's kind of fun as a proof of concept, and I learned a lot about Spotify APIs. Never worked with that before. Also, just building a fun little project with an LLM. I've done a little bit of that, but it's cool to see what I was good at, what I wasn't good at, and also cool to make my first YouTube video. So thanks so much for watching. There might be another video, there might not, but subscribe. Thanks.